Today is March the 26th, 2021. This is the Service Hero Show, 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service. My name is Tamara Hunter, and I am your host. This is the show where we share inspiring stories of those that are inspiring others. So let's do this. Today we have a very special show, This is the last Friday within the month of March. What does that mean? It means it's the last TGIF opportunity we have to get a panel of amazing women, global women, influencers, if you will, on this particular month, in this particular month of Women's History Month. I put it out there that our today is going to be someone's yesterday, and tomorrow will be our today. Well, this amazing panel of influencers that are from all over the world are absolutely, at some point, going to be someone's history. Yes, I'm going to say it. Someday, these influencers will be in the books, literally in books, and you'll be able to read why. However, today we're going to have an opportunity to hear from these amazing women in the middle of 2021. So I am going to do this. We have someone that's going to introduce the show. Let's hear from her.
Hi, my name is Renee Reich. Welcome to Tamara Hunter's Service Hero Show. 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service. Today, we're honoring Women's History Month and sharing our voices with women from around the world. I believe in sharing our voices because in doing so, we can impart words of wisdom to impact generations of women for years to come. We hope you enjoy this show. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
And as we welcome our panel, we want to also welcome those that are here with us during the show. Let's go. Yes, let's go. Tune in. Let's do this. Some excitement for today. I love it, Sebastian. And yes, Angel Marie, we are too. We have Helene, and anybody that knows the Service Hero Show knows Helene. Hello, Helene. We're so happy you are here with us. And we have Caroline Berzins, the production assistant of our show. We also are live on the E360 TV platform. What does that mean? Well, I want you guys to realize you can take us anywhere you are. Here you go. So download the app, make sure that you watch this show, and share it out with your friends because I know you're going to get a lot of value. I want to say thank you to all of our women, the international panel that we have, because it takes us all joining together and sharing our passion, our purpose, and our abilities to make a difference. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to go around and I'm going to say, take just a few moments, introduce yourself. Where are you currently and where are you originally from? And then we're going to go into our first question. So I'm going to start with you, Caprice. Go ahead.
Sure. So where was I raised? I was raised in Chicago, a suburban area of Chicago called Bolingbrook. And it was an amazing childhood. I love the seasons. That's the one big thing I miss about it. But all of our family is here in California. So we actually moved back when I was in my teens. And I was in Northern California until we moved to Southern. So I became a Southern California girl. I've been here for 18 years now.
Awesome. Thank you. We're going to go to Yadira next. Yadira?
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I am Yadira Gonzalez Munoz. I was born in Colombia, raised in Ecuador in the US, and now I am a citizen and living in Belgium. So this is me. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next, we're going to go to Barbara.
Got to make sure my mute was off. Hello, thank you, wonderful ladies out there. My name is Barbara Beckley. I'm originated from Chicago, Illinois. So, Caprice, I'm in the same boat with you. But I was raised on the north side of Chicago. And then from there, when I got older, I got married. And now I'm in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where it's cold. But it's not cold today. But I think I need to go to California with
What's not cold?
I think I need to go there. But yeah, thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, absolutely. Pati, next.
Hi, everybody, and welcome, and thank you for being here. I'm Pati Maez, and I am living in Southern California. I was born and cultivated in Phoenix, Arizona. From the desert to the beach, I arrived in 1979. So I've been here longer than my life in Arizona, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
And Sunny Sunshine Jackson, Dr. Sony, where are you hailing from now? And then where are you originally from? And you've been all over, right?
I have. I currently live in Cape Canaveral, Florida, so I'm the opposite coast of y'all. And it's nice and warm here, Barbara. It's supposed to be in the high 80s. We have all our spring breakers down. And, shuttles going up every couple of days. But I am an Army brat. So I've lived all over, including Korea and London and various and sundry places in between.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And now, next, and the final one for right now, Julie Christopher. Where are you originally from and where are you now?
Awesome. Divine blessings. Thank you for having me here today. This amazing platform and amazing woman. So I am from the south of France. I'm French Moroccan, and we are gypsies. So we do travel. And right now I am located for now in Phoenix, Arizona, because I love the heat. However, I am contemplating Puerto Rico. So there is a move on the way.
Well, I assured you all that we had an international group. And so I think you can see that, yes, we have not disappointed. In fact, there is a little bit more to share in regards to that. And I'm going to do that right this minute. Let's see, where do we oh, there we go.
Hi everyone, I'm Robin Jordan, all the way from Australia. This year I celebrate 10 years of being cancer free and being a cancer thriver. Breast cancer was something that was a defining moment in my life, and something that I look back now and see that one of the greatest challenges that I've faced has been indeed one of the greatest gifts that I've received. Something that I would never choose, and yet it helped me change the trajectory of my life to be in a place now where I'm thriving, where I am living my truth. And part of that journey was realizing that my life mattered and your life matters. So often as women, we are spending all of our time meeting the needs of other people. We play these roles of people pleaser, of the hero, of the caretaker, where we're making everything happen for everybody else, and yet often neglecting our own needs. part of that inner journey that I have taken has been such a revealing journey of a lot of the emotional pain that I held within. And this is something that I've realized has a significant difference, significant meaning in our lives if we are carrying emotional pain, carrying hurts, carrying resentment, carrying bitterness. There is significant impact on our bodies, and to be able to release these things and truly be able to find our true identity, this takes courage, and yet it is the most empowering journey that I have ever taken, to be able to really find that congruent self. Ladies, we need to leave our hero role at the back door in this journey and be able to reach out to ask for our needs to be met, to be vulnerable, and yet to be able to see and that this time when we are almost taken out of life in many ways is a time that we can use to reflect, to start to show real deep compassion and love towards ourselves, and really start to value the simple things in life and all that we can be grateful for.
Robin was to be a part of our panel. However, because of some time zone issues, she was unable to. So she actually kicked off our first subject that I would love to have some thoughts in regards to. She shared so many amazing nuggets in that life matters, to, that we can find ourselves, and that as women, many times we have maybe been raised with that people pleaser kind of attitude. However, there's so much more. I'd love to see what, I'm going to let you guys kind of like dive in. Let's have conversation. And all of you that are with us live right now, feel free to also share, because remember what we're doing right now. These are all words of wisdoms and nuggets that we are sharing today for those people that will be watching tomorrow. And at some point, this will all be, quote unquote, in the history books. So let's do this. Okay, go ahead, Caprice.
So there were two main themes that I got out of what she said, and she speaks so beautifully. And she's been through cancer. I feel so deeply for anybody who's gone on that journey, and I'm so happy that she's on the other side. So she's focusing on being grateful that, first of all, she got through it, but focusing her days on what can I be grateful for. That was the first thing. The other thing was that she was encouraging people to have self-care, because a lot of times women don't care for themselves first, because we are pleasers of everyone else. So I just want to touch on the gratefulness piece of it, because I have thankfully not been through anything that trying, but there have been tough days here and there. And one thing that I like to say to myself is that I'm so grateful that I can wake up in the morning and just simply plant 2 feet on the floor, because a lot of people can't do that. So that just came to mind when she was talking about leading her life with gratefulness.
Thank you. Go ahead, Patti.
Yes, and to add to that, what I loved was when she mentioned ask for help. It is so important to ask for help. And what I say is, for all of you who are listening in the future and for now, is ask for help before you need the help is another tip. Because when we're in the thick of it, we are so overwhelmed that we don't even notice. So one of the things I'd say is I call it the RAT method, is to recognize, acknowledge, and then take action on what is happening in your moment.
Excellent. Anybody else? Oh, go ahead, Juju.
Thank you. Quickly, when she shared her story, she also really clearly shared about how she was able to really step in to her, finally, she said, to her truth. And I just had like my entire body just completely chilled, because when she said it, it was clear where her message is for her in her reality today, and how she really is able to create from that place of consciousness her true divine self. And that really touched my heart. In fact, it's such a big message for young women that it should be a message within itself, because it's like, it really is the foundation that we all have to teach those women, right? So thank you.
Excellent. Anybody? Oh, go ahead, Sony. Dr. Sony.
Sorry, I just have a quick building on that, Juju, is that she mentioned learning the lesson. Everything that I've experienced in life, I was, blessed to learn that early, that we take this and we make lemonade. What is the lesson I can learn from this and use that to propel myself forward? How can it fuel the fire of what I'm here to do?
That's excellent. Anybody else? Because I have the next clip. Barbara?
Well, this always reminds me of the 3 L's that I've been really living on more and more every day as I get older, is that, live every day, every moment. And then you should laugh every day. And then you should love beyond words. So those are the 3 L's that I've been really pushing in my mind. And I tell everybody that because, first of all, we only have this one time, this one moment in time to do things. People be telling me all the time, well, Barbara, you're doing this and this, and I'm seeing you all over the place. At first I was feeling a little guilty about that. Then I'm like, wait a minute, wait.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop this because you feel like I'm moving too much from around here and there. I'm living this life. So we got to live every moment and then laugh just like Juju did. We need to laugh every day and then love each other like we are right now. Beyond
Amen.
love. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so anybody else? I'm going to share. Oh, yes, Yadira.
Let me say the last thing. I want to add to be grateful of everything. Even if there has been a bad moment, there is a reason for it. And it's a lesson for us or for you to become stronger for what it is to come. So it's always good to be grateful for anything that it is happening, because like I said, even if it's a bad moment, it's always a reason for it. It's always because it's always much better coming on the future. And if it's something bad, probably most of us, we say, oh, this is so bad that happened to me. But at that moment, we're seeing it as a bad something. But actually, it's the best solution, let's say, or the best thing that had happened for you at that moment. Because if we don't realize it afterwards, we're going to say, wow, if that didn't happen to me, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Right.
So we have to be grateful for the good and the bad moments, because there's always something better coming out of it.
Absolutely.
On that note, if I could just add one quick thing, I was having a conversation this morning with someone, and she said that we don't grow on the mountaintop, we grow in the valleys.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, now we're actually going to double dip 2 clips in a row, and then we're going to start our next discussion.
Hi, my name is Caroline Barrison. I come live to you from Toronto, Canada. My little nugget for Women History is to put your contribution into service, show up with integrity, be your authentic self, and also love yourself. So these are nuggets for any young girls to remember. Show up authentically, be with integrity, and love yourself.
Sometimes you say, oh, I can't do that. And, oh, man, I wish I could do that. Or I wonder when I'm going to do that. Or can I do that? And I remember my mom saying when we were kids, one of us would say, I can't, Mom, I can't do it. And she'd say, you can't because you're not able to do it, or because you don't want to do it. And, that feeling of, come on, Mom. Well, I caught on very early that if I said I don't want to do it, she'd give me something else that I really didn't want to do. So I had a choice. I was always given choices as a kid. remember all of the things that you did do. I will see a picture and say, I can't believe I did that. So remind yourself that you can do anything. You know, it's a mindset, right? And also it takes work, and it takes effort, and it takes practice, and it takes time, and it takes people to help you along the way. So ask for help.
Okay, we are on to our next subject. So who would like to speak about those two clips? Anything that struck you, anything that you'd like to add upon? Words of wisdom.
I'll go. Something that is really important in that piece there is I want to say never forget your little self. Never forget your little self. Your little self is the most important relationship that you will ever have. She has all your answers. She knows your secrets and your stories. And so I invite you to celebrate her today and to celebrate her every day and make her a part of your life and reach in. She's the most important relationship. And yes, you can do anything. Set your mind to it, set your heart, combine the two, and ask for help, because the universe is always there to offer when you are aligned and grounded.
Ooh, that's good.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
I'd love to add, let's all put our arms around our little selves and give it a big squeeze. Give our little selves a squeeze and say, I love you.
I love you.
Yes. And everybody at home, please join with us. Yes. Okay. Keep going. Anybody else like to share?
Yeah, I'd like to add one last thing, is that my little self, find a place in your body, in your surrounding, in your environment, to place your little girl, to find out where she wants to be. Mine sits on my shoulder. And when I'm all scattered, I have to physically go down to the ground, to the floor, and pick her up and say, ooh, I just dropped you. And so find a place. I mean, she's sitting right here and she's just having a ball. So thank you.
I love that. Anybody else? Barbara?
I would say, do not beat yourself up. Do not beat yourself up. I feel like a lot of us, especially as women, we self-sabotage ourselves because we have these stories in our head of what people are saying and doing. And some of them might be saying some things. Don't care about it. Don't beat yourself up. Don't say, I didn't do it. I couldn't do it. I wasn't doing it. Why didn't I do it? Why did I understand? Why not reach out to Tamara? Why did I reach out to all the ladies here? Don't beat yourself up. Just pick yourself up, wipe yourself off, and say, I'm going to move forward. Don't look back, but go forward. So don't beat yourself up, because it's like everybody else can say stuff, but it seems like the biggest sound in your mind is you saying what you cannot do. And sometimes it's just all about what you're saying, and just change that. Like I always say, people know I say flip it to the positive and move it forward.
Right. Yes, you do. In fact, that's a common one in our closed group, because I want to recognize Barbara Beckley as one of our chat leaders within the organization that we support here at the show, cb4l.org, Success Saturdays, every Saturday in the group. And she has given us a lot to think about and actually inspired original songs even. This woman comes up with amazing content. Okay, Yadira, you wanted to share?
Yes, well, like our queen was saying, to take care of ourselves also. There's like sometimes to my clients, I tell them, start loving yourself. Sometimes we forget that we also need love. We have like here was also telling us, hug us. We have to be grateful to ourselves. Like every evening, probably we have been working all day long, walking or tired. Just grab your feet and tell them and be grateful. Thank you, feet. I love you. You've been holding me all day long. And thank you, legs. And thank you, I don't know, your bottom and my belly. And just start loving your body. It doesn't matter how your body looks, but love your body. Your arms, just start touching them and say, I love you. Thank you for what you did for me today. Your arms, your face, look at yourself in the mirror and start loving yourself. Look at it yourself and say, I love you. I love you. Look at yourself in the mirror, your eyes, and just look at you and say, I love you. Thank you for what you've done for me today. And thank you, hands, because for you today, I grabbed this glass of water and I could hold it. And thank you, lips, because of you, I could drink that water. You know, things like this. And this, we have to be grateful for who we are, for what we did, for what our body is holding us alive, are holding us in one piece, and we can walk. Why do I do this and why do I say this? Because some of you know my story. In 2010, a doctor told me after an accident I would never walk again. I am walking, and since then, every step I make is a blessing for me. But after every evening, I say, thank you, legs, thank you, feet, for holding me. Even I am in pain, I always say, thank you, Lord, because today I am in pain, but I can walk. And I love my body. It is in pain. But that's what you need to do. It doesn't matter how hard it is, how you're don't say that you don't like your body. Please love yourself, hold it, hug it. Like it says, be secure of yourself, live with integrity, and love yourself to the max, because that's the only thing that you can do. Nobody else will do it for you, and you're the only one that will do it.
Absolutely. And, thank you for sharing that. In fact, I was going to piggyback off, and I'll just finish it up in that Yadira's story was told in a service, all of our service heroes here. If you want to know more about their individual stories, we told those stories on the Service Hero show. And in Yadira's case, it was around Christmas time. And we told the story that when she was in that accident, she had multiple broken bones throughout just about her whole body. And the doctors were like, yeah, right. You want to walk again? We'll wink, wink. We'll make you think that possibly that could happen. And they actually made it happen, along with mindset, along with so much more. The story is incredible. Go watch it, because you will truly be inspired if you've ever had that issue. Also, a little housekeeping item. I do see Dr. Sofie Nubani that you are here. Yeah, I don't see your camera on. If you want to turn your camera on, I'll bring you up to the line and we'll get you involved in the party. We're having some fun. All right. Anybody else like to share on this topic?
I'll add to something that, is it Barbara in the top right corner?
Yes, Barbara.
She was saying too that you could do anything. And I found a funny meme. It said, if cauliflower can become pizza girl, you could do anything. Right? So I agree with that. I think, and she was saying, so tell yourself that you can. I think a lot of times those little voices in our head and other people try to convince us that we can't. So my recommendation is just don't listen to other people. If you have it in your heart, you have a passion, and you believe that you've got a purpose, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It matters what you think.
Absolutely.
Go for it.
I want to also welcome Dr. Sofie Nubani, and we had an opportunity to share where we were from and where we're currently living. I'd love for everybody, because this is an international panel, I'd love for everybody to hear where you are originally from, where you've been in the world, and where you currently are now. Can you hear us, Dr. Sofie? We must be having some issues. That happens, everyone. This is live. Can you hear us now, Dr. Sofie?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, we can hear you.
Oh, hallelujah. I was about to go back. I've been having a little issues, but
No worries.
I'm so happy to be here. And I've been able to hear a lot of the things you are talking about. And, you know, this is just so heartwarming to see us adults truly lending a hand and embracing our youth and empowering them, because I feel that when we are able to give that and lend a hand and have a generational compassion, that they as well are going to do the same for our seniors, because it is the example that we lead them with that is going to really bring forth that consciousness to them as well. So it's such a blessing and an honor to be part of this amazing panel and wonderful women of heart and dedication that are continuing to serve in the light for the betterment of all. Blessings to all the viewers and listeners who are taking time to also hear pearls of wisdom. Sometimes stories and things we say, you know, we hear, but they really don't sink in. And then someone says it in a different way or has a little bit of a different experience. And next thing you know, that impacted that whole household because the mother was listening. And now her children are reaping that fruit of this wisdom that is passed forth. So blessings. And I'm so glad everything is working out finally here. And I'm so blessed to be amongst all of you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I do want to have you answer the question, if you don't mind, and that you're currently in Florida. However, where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Jordan. I was born in Amman, Jordan. And that is where Queen Rania is, and where River Jordan, where Jesus was baptized, is as well.
And then you've lived in many different areas throughout the world.
Yes, I lived in the Gulf. I lived in North Africa. I lived in Cyprus in the Mediterranean. And I've been in magical Disney World for 25 years, absorbing the magic.
I love it. I love it. So thank you, because I wanted to let people know where we're coming from, because we do have such a diverse group of people. One thing that didn't come out in our introduction that I do want to bring out is Pati. Your origination in the area of the desert, it was more than the desert. You came from a tribal or indigenous group. Why don't you share that?
Yes, thank you for asking, Tamara. Yes, I'm one of 7 children born in Arizona, as I mentioned earlier. We are of mixed cultures. We are races, and I come from Native American, indigenous. My father always said, "Never forget your Navajo," and we have Spanish influence and also, or heritage, and also Mexican. And so, because of all of that, I was raised in nature. And there wasn't a specific religion, but we were baptized Catholic because it was what happened back in the 50s. And so I learned, my first teachings were by my father. He was my first spiritual teacher. And he helped me to listen and see without eyes and ears, to get to be with people as one. And so from there, I was cultivated into where I am today. I've studied religion and philosophy and spirituality, East-West. I merged East-West fusion. I call it an East-West fusion, and offer, because of traumas. Here, I'll just say briefly, by the time I was 6 years old, I witnessed the bruising of domestic violence. And so what happened was the blinders went up, and I decided from now on, I am a businesswoman. I didn't want anything to do with trauma. And I had forgotten my little self and became this businesswoman. And I was a successful executive at Warner Brothers by the time I resigned and decided it is time to go back and offer my services to the youth is part of what my background was, and now I help women in these to resolve and heal from trauma experiences.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. And so you guys are starting to see what it is and who it is that we have here on this international powerhouse influencer service hero panel. All right, so I am going to bring our next clip up, and then we're going to continue in one of the thoughts that we just heard.
Greetings, I'm Angel Marie Monticelli with the Shine On Movement, and I celebrate International Women's History Month by celebrating the ladies that have come before and the ladies, you that are coming up right now, that are making that history by really pouring out your beauty of your expertise, your drive, your purpose, your passion, your resilience, and also sharing your joy and happiness. Thank you, Tamara Hunter, for this. And remember to keep shining because you really matter. Shine on.
Who doesn't just love Angel Marie? Shine on. I know you want to go into her song. Yeah. Anybody that knows Angel Marie, we all want to start dancing to Shine On. And yes, love you, Angel Marie. So, as far as resilience, and you started hitting on it, actually touching on this subject, Pati, and I think that we, not to get too deep into the weeds here yet, there are so many generations up to today, and we are starting to we're focusing on the generations of tomorrow, and many, let's be honest, have lived in a home or in an environment that has been anything but, if you will, Shine On approved. That there's been those dark moments, that there's been those times that there might be some really trauma. And I'd love to hear the solutions, what you guys feel right now, any kind of baby steps if you can, like with Angel Marie, she's sharing the resilience and the shine and that energy and getting up and getting through. I'd love to hear what everybody has to say on this subject, and then we'll go on to the next one. Go ahead, Juju.
I had the opportunity to connect with Dr. Sofie. We have obviously a tremendous connection, but we had connected yesterday, and what came through, which to your point is courage. And I feel to say this, not to forget what we are, the intention of this panel is to get those women into the pathway and to open the door to the gateway of that courage, which is really the seed to the higher consciousness, if you will. So to get them into the step of courage, because without that foundation of courage, which is truly a frequency at the cellular level, it's very difficult to move forward. So my tip is, how do we get them on the journey of courage so they can thrive from that survival state, right? Mm-hmm. So what I discovered from the traumas that occur in my youth and later was that for me, the step of courage was not just an internal mission, but the difficult part that I had personally, what I feel now to share with others, is that I had tremendous hard time to ask for help, because I felt that because when you have trauma, what we do is that we have this self-sabotaging, damaging system programming that is by default. So by default, we are so self-conscious and we blaming ourselves for the trauma that occur in our lives. So we can't ask for help because we feel that we are the problem, which we're not the problem. So the first step, please get to somebody, anybody that you feel safe to start speaking how you feel. Because I feel like for me, it was the very first step to get things done. That first step, ask for help.
I love that. Absolutely. And Patti, go ahead.
Yes, and absolutely beautifully stated. And the thing I'd like to add to that, I talked a little bit about your little self. The little self needs 5 things from you, from each of us, from you. I call this a rediscovery process, and I refer to it as the 5 A's affirmation system. We want attention, affection, acknowledgement, acceptance, and allowance. Our little self is starving for our attention and affection. She craves to be acknowledged, to be seen and heard. She patiently waits to be accepted and wants so much to be allowed to be herself. The relationship, as I mentioned earlier, the relationship with your little self is so important. She is the most important relationship. So many miss the reason why. And it's because she represents what you just stated. And that is that your little self represents the best part of you. Before you learn to lie, hide, cheat, or embrace self-doubt, that disrespect of your body, of your mind, of who you are, and the shame of your body, right? And rejects the importance of play. So thank you for making that statement. Remember your little self.
What were the 5 affirmation words again?
The affirmations are to give attention, affection, acknowledge her, acceptance, accept yourself for who you are, and allow yourself to be who you are.
Beautiful.
Yes,
thank you.
Beautiful.
Barbara.
Wow, these wonderful ladies. They're awesome. I was listening when you were talking about the affirmations, and I heard when you said affection, and it was put up in my mind that we need to, and this is what I had a hard time with my mother, because our relationship was kind of until she got older, and then we finally came together. But love, we need to make sure and understand that love is there, because people don't know what they don't know. My mother didn't really understand how to raise a child because she was raised a certain way, and she dealt with a lot of trauma in her life. So when I was born, she was in my mind, Miss Sargent. Everything I did wasn't enough. If I got an A, I always tell you this in my stories. She wanted to say, okay, where's the A+? Anything I did was, well, where's this? It was always something extra. So I got to the point that one day, and I was telling a friend of mine this other day, I said, am I adopted? I mean, why does it seem like I keep getting beat up? I keep getting this push. It's like anything I do does not count in her eyes. And all I really wanted to do is, like you said, be accepted, but I really wanted to feel like I was loved by her. And it took me getting older, her getting older, and her before she passed away 12 years ago, we had that talk. And I said, Ma, all I wanted to know is that you love me. And she looked at me and she's like, what? She said, you think I wouldn't have been yelling at you, getting on you, everything else if I didn't love you? She said, don't you think I would have wasted my time with all that? I said, but I didn't understand that. But when I heard her story, then I understood why she did what she did for me. And she did really love me a lot because she didn't want me to be without. She wanted me to have knowledge. She wanted me to go to school. She wanted me to be the best that I can be. But, like I said, that one love was missing. But after she explained that to me, then I was like, oh my God, she loved me more than enough because she wanted me to be that strong person in the world.
I have a question. Go ahead, Dr.
You
Sony.
just brought up something really important that I've really only learned in the past maybe 10 years. Look at where somebody else is coming from. Whatever somebody says is to you is not really about you. It's about them.
Yeah.
And so your mother was creating a survivor, a strong woman, and this is the way she knew how to do it because you were the most precious thing to her. So when you look at it from her perspective, she did everything she possibly could. So that is so huge, especially for young women. we don't know. We take it personally when somebody says something. And if you just stepped back, breathed, and said, is this really me or is this their crap? It is so helpful when you can breathe. Is it real? Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Juju?
No, I was just saying this to
Okay.
to Sony because when
Okay.
she speaks, you know, she has a glow,
Yeah.
and that's totally part of the topics. But she has this glow, and she has this very pure heart vibe, emotion that she just is, you know. And I just love listening to you talk. Thank you so much.
Yadira, did you want to say something? Okay, Dr. Sofie, you work with so many youth programs. I'd love to hear from you in regards to this subject because of the fact that you're in the trenches, if you will, right now, working with them. And with your background, many people don't understand or know that you are out there teaching people to find the laughter within themselves, to find what it is that joy is. And you're going and working with these young, young impressionable men and women to be. I'd love to hear what you would say in regards to all of this.
Oh, blessings, and thank you. I really enjoyed the feedback from everyone. Is bringing a very valid and important point, and it's like a puzzle. Everyone's speaking. It's just like an addition. Like, wow, this is amazing. Yes, I do have a background in NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, and everything in life could be used, to an extreme. You have power, but then you have abusive power. So you tell a person, I'll step into your power, and to what strength and degree are we using that is going to be all individual and subjective to the person's, background, belief systems, consciousness, and the environment also that they're in. Describing somebody's anger really minimizes its effect and allows a center. Because if you are angry and speaking and somebody else is just, yelling at you, and here you're breaking apart internally, listening to all that. If you can even ask a question, I know you're very upset right now, but can you describe to me what is it exactly that you're upset about? Because the underlying emotion of many of the behavior could be totally, and most of the time is not what is the surface that comes out. It's a lot of years or maybe situations or triggers that pop out into a particular incident or situation at that moment. I like to teach youth how to use a disassociated module, meaning that they take themselves out of the picture and look at it as if it is a movie being played, and not that they are in that movie, but they're absorbing. And how would they really look at it, and what would they really tell that other person if it was them to direct this scenario? Depending on the age, of course, I work with 15 to 25, and those areas you can use those type of modalities. And if they are younger, then you want to really tap into their arts, crafts, exercise, and let them use their soul expression into that. Because I recall when I was a child, I love to do like cards. If somebody's birthday or something, I like to make the actual card and craft it and do this and that. I love to play gymnastics. I like to draw on the walls in my room. I got in trouble for many things I did, but that was the way I expressed when I felt really pressured, because I came from a culture that is a little bit more conservative to my free spirit. And so many things that I just wanted to fly and dance with, and they're like, oh, it's not appropriate, or this, it's not accepted, it's not respected, and all that stuff. Then I would go to my room and just paint the whole wall and draw or do something. But not everybody maybe has the tools. Maybe not everybody has even the kit to do that. So what do? I encourage journaling. Because first, if I can't find someone to talk to and confide with, or someone that I feel psychologically safe to open my heart to, then maybe having that as a practice, having a journal so you can describe your emotions and let them on paper. Now, there's muscles that really move internally, not when you're typing on a computer or an iPad, but when you're writing from the brain, the way the words go when you're writing with your hand on paper. You engage so much activity internally, scientifically. So I really encourage the youth to have those journals and to express themselves, to get into that habit that creates a pattern in their neural pathways. And this way it becomes by default there to go with mechanism like, okay, you know what? You're listening, you're observing. Don't put yourself in an associate now, not to be not realistic, but so that you're not taking this bullet so harsh to your body.
Right.
It minimizes this effect immediately. Because right now, if I tell you, just take a deep breath, you're holding a backpack, and now let's take this off and put it on the floor. Psychologically, if I tell you to list all the baggage, all the hurt, all the pain that's in it, and now you're going to feel it vibrationally heavy. But the minute I say, now give yourself permission to put it down, you're also going to feel lighter instantly. So imagine those little things that we do with our subconscious language, understanding that, and those adults who are able to mentor and guide young youth in areas where they are equipped with such tools in many different ways. There's like everyone that said something so important and valuable, and I cannot even function anything that I'm adding without that.
Well, and I want to say thank you for what you've added. And in fact, now we're at a point where we have only a few moments left to share any kind of nuggets, because we do have another show after this one. So we have to be respectful of the time. So 30 seconds, a minute at the very most, but really 30 seconds. I'm going to go around the horn and let everybody give one last moment, a little nugget of what you would like to share, and then we'll go ahead and close the show. So Caprice, would you like to start?
I'm just going to add on to what Dr. Sofie said. I completely agree about the journaling. And there's a lot of people that are really experiencing insomnia now. And that's a great idea to add if you're having a tough time sleeping, to just pour your soul out into a journal. I remember growing up, I had a diary. And in my generation, we didn't have social media. We weren't glued to our phones and watching other people's lives. We were just expressing ourselves in our private journal, and that went away. Like, people don't do diaries anymore. So I'm glad that you brought that up, because that's important, to be able to express ourselves to ourselves and be able to reflect on that when you look back and read later. And so I love that. I'll just leave it at that.
Perfect. Barbara.
Yes. Love yourself. Just going back to that love. Make sure that you understand who you are. Don't matter what other people think. You are unique. Your uniqueness is your greatness. And remember, that is your secret sauce in life, is your uniqueness. Just show it to the world, because somebody appreciates that, because you're going to touch others through your uniqueness.
Love it. Pati, you're on mute.
There it is. Pressed it a couple times. So, remember your little self. She is confident and all-knowing. Your little self, remember, she has all your answers, your secrets and stories. My message to you, for you, is to notice when you feel down and out, low energy, lonely, lost, and confused. Check in with your little self. Let her know that you are still here with her. Let her know that she is not alone. She matters, that you have not abandoned her, that you have not rejected her, that you will not neglect her any longer. Your little self represents your unlimited potential and believes in endless possibilities and opportunities. Remember the 5 A's.
Beautiful. Dr. Sony. You're on mute.
I'm going to say, be kind. Know yourself authentically. Hold your boundaries. Speak your truth, but do it in kindness.
Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Juju.
I have on my desk a picture, a little tiny book from when I was tiny, and it's on my desk all the time. And I give this to do for, the people that come through in my path. So those pictures, take that picture on your desk, take it with you, speak to your little self. Tell this child how much you love her, how much you accept her for who she is, and to never give up on her truth, and to listen to her truth and to her intuition. Thank you.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yadira.
Yes, I am. Never forget. That's a powerful word. And never forget your I am is important. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I am is who you are. So never forget that. And remember, life is too short to make the most out of it. Be present in the moment and appreciate the small things. And perfection does not exist. So stop striving for it. And nothing is more important than family. So please keep your life going to the top, to the maximum. And I am depends on anything that you put after it. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I'm important. I am is whatever you want after it.
Thank you. Dr. Sofie.
Worry ends where faith begins. Replace your fears with curiosity and remain creative so you connect with your inner child and innocence. Always adopt a growth mindset, because when you're in that space, you are tapping into your power and your magnificence and your courage and confidence. And shine, and don't let anyone dull your sparkle.
I love it. I love it. You guys have been well fed today by this amazing panel, a global panel of women, service heroes, all that have come to share their passion, their purpose, and their perspective for you here today and for you all in the future. This is a show that I want you to be sharing out, because there are so many nuggets, so many words of wisdom, so many pearls that we need to be able to let it shine, let them shine and shine on, as our dear Angel Marie always remembers and reminds us to do. So go out there and shine your inner brightness, and yes, like Dr. Sofie just shared, sparkle. Don't let anybody dull that sparkle. We all have it. And go out there this weekend and share it with others and be the service hero that you all are inside. Then come back on Monday and hear another inspiring story of those that are inspiring others. Until then, make it a great Friday. TGIF. Bye, everyone.